This is the news for today, Friday the 7th of June 2024. Surrender deadline for Bannon, contempt of Congress and Capitol attack inquiry. A federal judge has ordered Stephen K. Bannon, a former advisor to Donald Trump, to surrender by July 1st to begin a 4-month prison term. Bannon was convicted of contempt of Congress for defying a subpoena to testify before the House committee investigating the January 6th Capitol attack. Originally allowed to remain free while appealing his sentence, Bannon lost the first round of his challenge in a federal appeals court last month. His lawyers have indicated they will request a reconsideration from the full appeals court. Bannon's case is not unique, as another former Trump aide is already serving a prison term for refusing to participate in the House committee's investigation into Trump's attempts to overturn the 2020 election. This is the news for today, Friday the 7th of June 2024. U.S. regulators target Microsoft, OpenAI, and NVIDIA for AI monopoly concerns. Microsoft, OpenAI, and NVIDIA are facing increased scrutiny from U.S. regulators over potential violations of monopoly laws in the artificial intelligence industry. The U.S. Department of Justice, DOJ, and the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, have reportedly reached an agreement to investigate these companies. The DOJ will lead the investigation into NVIDIA, examining whether the leading chip maker has violated antitrust laws. On the other hand, the FTC will scrutinize OpenAI and Microsoft, which is OpenAI's biggest investor. Additionally, the FTC is investigating whether Microsoft structured a recent deal with startup Inflection AI to avoid an antitrust inquiry. The FTC has shown previous interest in the AI market and has already ordered OpenAI, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and startup Anthropic to provide information on recent investments and partnerships involving generative AI companies. The head of the DOJ's antitrust division has emphasized the organization's urgency in examining the AI sector and addressing concerns regarding monopolistic control. Experts suggest that the collaboration between the DOJ and FTC reflects a more collaborative approach taken by regulators under the Biden administration. Microsoft has expressed confidence in its compliance with antitrust obligations related to the Inflection Agreement. The FTC, DOJ, NVIDIA, and OpenAI have declined to comment on the investigations. This is the news for today, Friday the 7th of June 2024. Celtics triumph in Game 1 of NBA Finals. Porzingis and Brown lead Boston past Dallas Mavericks. Kristaps Porzingis made a strong return to the court, scoring 20 points and contributing 3 blocks to help the Boston Celtics secure a 107-89 victory against the Dallas Mavericks in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Jaylen Brown led the Celtics with 22 points, while Luka Doncic scored 30 points for the Mavericks. In addition to Porzingis' performance, Derek White added 15 points for the Celtics. The Celtics dominated from the start, building a 29-point lead in the first half and connecting on 16 three-pointers. Despite a run from the Mavericks in the third quarter, the Celtics maintained control of the game. Former Celtic Kyrie Irving struggled, scoring only 12 points and receiving boos from Boston fans throughout the game. The Celtics displayed little rust after their 10-day break, playing with energy and attacking both the outside and inside of the Dallas defense. The Mavericks struggled to find offensive consistency beyond Doncic, resulting in just 9 assists on 35 field goals. It was a strong showing for the Celtics, as they aim to win these NBA Finals, and now they only need 3 more wins to raise the banner once again at TD Garden. This is the news for today, Friday the 7th of June 2024. Rishi Sunak criticized for leaving D-Day commemorations early. Political fallout ensues. Rishi Sunak, the British Prime Minister, Sunak, who is already unpopular and trailing behind the opposition Labour Party in polls, has apologized for leaving the D-Day commemorations in Normandy early to give a domestic television interview. He attended the initial portion of the events, but missed the international ceremony at Omaha Beach, which was attended by numerous world leaders and veterans. Sunak's decision sparked outrage, with critics accusing him of dereliction of duty and prioritizing politics over honoring the sacrifices of those who fought in World War II. The criticism came from all sides, including the left-leaning tabloid The Daily Mirror, Labour leader Keir Starmer, and even Sunak's own veterans minister and former soldiers. Overall, Sunak's early departure from the D-Day memorial has caused outrage and further damaged his public image. This is the news for today, Friday the 7th of June 2024, detained amid desperation. Houthis hold UN staff in Yemen amid economic and political turmoil. At least 9 Yemeni employees of United Nations agencies have been detained by Yemen's Houthi rebels, as the rebels face increasing financial pressure and airstrikes from a U.S.-led coalition. The detentions come as the secretive group has cracked down on dissent at home, including recently sentencing 44 people to death. The detainees include staff from the United Nations Human Rights Agency, its development program, the World Food Program, and the Office of its Special Envoy. The Mayan Organization for Human Rights named other aid groups whose employees were also detained by the Houthis. The detentions have been condemned by activists, lawyers, and others, who are calling for their immediate release. The Houthis have not acknowledged the detentions, but have planned mass demonstrations in response to the Israel-Hamas war in the Gaza Strip. The exact reason for the detentions is also unclear, but it comes as the Houthis have faced issues with struggling to support the economy in areas they hold, something signaled by their move to introduce a new coin, the rial, into the Yemeni currency. Yemen's exiled government and other countries criticized the move, accusing it of counterfeiting. The war in Yemen has killed over 150,000 people and created a humanitarian crisis. Thousands have been imprisoned by the Houthis, with reports of torture and the use of child soldiers. This is also not the first time UN staff members have been detained by the Houthis. This is the news for today, Friday the 7th of June 2024. Surge in whooping cough cases prompts call for increased vaccination and awareness. Whooping cough, a highly contagious bacterial infection, is surging in the United States, with over 5,000 reported cases in the first 5 months of this year, more than double the number for the same period last year. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention report that whooping cough cases declined during the COVID-19 pandemic but are now returning to pre-pandemic patterns. The disease is particularly dangerous for infants, who are at high risk for serious complications and even death. Pregnant women can help protect their newborns by getting vaccinated with the Tdap vaccine between the 27th and 36th week of pregnancy. This provides strong protection from infection and helps pass antibodies to the baby. Infants are most vulnerable to whooping cough because their immune systems are still developing, and they may be too young to be vaccinated or have not fully been vaccinated yet. The disease can cause serious and sometimes life-threatening complications, including hospitalization, pneumonia, brain disorders, and in rare cases, death. To protect babies, it is crucial to ensure that everyone who is around them is up to date with their whooping cough vaccine. This includes family members, caregivers, and healthcare workers. The DTaP vaccine is the absolute best way to protect against whooping cough in infants 2 months and older. The vaccine protects against diphtheria, tetanus, and pertussis, and it is highly effective at preventing whooping cough. Vaccination during pregnancy has proven especially effective, as the mother actively pushes antibodies from her bloodstream into the baby. Experts emphasize the importance of vaccination and proper hygiene practices to prevent the spread of whooping cough. This is the news for today, Friday the 7th of June 2024. NASA astronauts dock Boeing's Starliner at ISS amid minor glitches. NASA astronauts Barry, Butch Wilmore, and Sunita Suni Williams successfully docked Boeing's Starliner spacecraft to the International Space Station, about 20 hours after launching from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. The astronauts monitored Starliner as it autonomously conducted a series of maneuvers to steadily bring the spacecraft closer to the orbiting laboratory, before docking. On the way to the ISS, the crew completed a series of tests including manually flying Starliner for the first time in space. This marked the first time that the spacecraft, which underwent a challenging development process, transported humans. Mission managers revealed that the Starliner encountered some minor technical problems during its journey, such as a helium leak and thruster failures. Despite these issues, Williams and Wilmore successfully completed the journey and were greeted with applause and hugs upon their arrival. The two Starliner astronauts, who are joining 7 others currently living on the station, will assist with various tests and conduct scientific experiments while in space. This is the news for today, Friday the 7th of June 2024. Historic victory at T20. U.S. cricket team stuns Pakistan in Dallas. The U.S. cricket team achieved a historic victory over Pakistan at the Men's T20 Cricket World Cup in Dallas. Co-hosting the tournament for the first time, the United States pulled off a surprising win against Pakistan, ranked number 6 in the world, while the U.S. team is ranked number 18. Nitish Kumar's match-saving boundary forced a super over in which the United States scored 18 runs. Saurabh Netravalkar limited Pakistan to 13 runs, securing a thrilling win for the U.S. team. The captain of the U.S. team, Manik Patel, was named the player of the match. With this victory, the United States now leads Group A, having also defeated Canada in their opening match. The U.S. team will face India and Ireland in their final group stage matches. Sunday's match between Pakistan and arch-rivals India in New York will surely be highly anticipated. This is the news for today, Friday the 7th of June 2024. SpaceX Starship soars. A milestone for Musk and future moon missions, SpaceX's Starship rocket has successfully completed its first return from space, marking a significant milestone for the company and its CEO, Elon Musk. Although the test flight wasn't flawless, the Starship reached an altitude of nearly 130 miles and surpassed speeds of 16,000 miles per hour, and its accomplishment demonstrated the potential of Musk's vision to build the most powerful and reusable rocket in history. This achievement has implications for the global space launch industry, which SpaceX already dominates. NASA is particularly encouraged by this development, as it plans to use a version of Starship for its Artemis 3 mission to the Moon in late 2026. Bill Nelson, the administrator of NASA, congratulated SpaceX on social media, emphasizing the progress towards returning humanity to the Moon and eventually expanding further to Mars. This is the news for today, Friday the 7th of June 2024. Elon Musk's $50 billion Tesla pay package vote. A test of influence and shareholder democracy. Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, is seeking approval from shareholders for a record-breaking $50 billion pay package. The package, which includes options to buy Tesla stock, would give Musk direct ownership of 22% of the company, up from the current 13%. The vote is scheduled for June 13th and is designed to replace an earlier version of the pay package that was blocked by a judge in January. Tesla's board is pushing investors to vote for the package, citing Musk's role in the company's unprecedented growth and restoring Tesla's shareholder democracy. However, corporate governance critics have raised concerns about the package's size and the process by which it was set. Institutional Shareholder Services, a proxy advisory firm, has recommended that shareholders vote against the package, calling it outsized and citing concerns about Musk's ability to focus on Tesla. Glass Lewis, another proxy advisory firm, has also recommended a vote against the package. Tesla's chair, Robin Denholm, has warned that if the package is rejected, Musk may step back from the company or spend less time at Tesla. Denholm has also asked shareholders to approve moving the company's legal base to Texas, citing the state's business-friendly environment. The vote is seen as a test of Musk's influence over the company and his ability to maintain his role as CEO. If the package is rejected, it could lead to a shift in Musk's focus and priorities, and potentially impact the company's direction and bottom line. This is the news for today, Friday the 7th of June 2024, end of an era. Pat Sajak signs off as Wheel of Fortune host, passing the torch to Ryan Seacrest. Pat Sajak, the iconic host of Wheel of Fortune, is set to host his final episode on Friday. Sajak and his co-host Vanna White have been one of television's most iconic duos since they started working together in 1982. Over the years, they have appeared in over 8,000 episodes, with Sajak leading contestants through the game and White turning the letters on the puzzle board. Throughout his tenure, he has witnessed and navigated through significant events such as 7 presidencies, wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, the AIDS and COVID pandemics, the 9/11 attacks, the 2008 financial crisis, and even the rise of the Kardashians, Vanna White paid an emotional tribute to Sajak ahead of his final episode, honoring his work and their friendship with a video segment featuring clips and photos tracing their collaboration from the 1980s to the present. She described Sajak as a brother and a true lifelong friend, saying that while their work collaboration has been significant, their personal friendship has meant much more. Sajak announced his retirement last year, citing his desire to leave a couple of years too early rather than a couple of years too late. His replacement, Ryan Seacrest, will take over alongside Vanna White in September. Seacrest has expressed his gratitude for the opportunity to follow in Sajak's footsteps, saying that it's been a privilege to watch Sajak and White on television for an unprecedented 40 years. As Sajak's tenure comes to an end, it marks a pivotal moment for TV game shows. He is the last of the old-school game show hosts, a group that includes Jeopardy! Alex Trebek, The Price is Right's Bob Barker, and Let's Make a Deal's Monty Hall. These hosts were known for their affable charisma and ability to explain the game in a way that both players and viewers could follow. In a world where the internet has encroached on traditional broadcast television, Sajak has stood the test of time. Friday's episode marks his final farewell, as he looks forward to a well-deserved retirement. Sajak's final episode will be a fitting tribute to his long and storied career. This is the news for today, Friday the 7th of June 2024. Heat dome crisis. Soaring temperatures across the U.S. Southwest with Phoenix and Las Vegas on high alert. The U.S. Southwest is currently experiencing extreme heat conditions, with temperatures exceeding 100 degrees Fahrenheit in numerous areas. This phenomenon is known as a heat dome, which is a massive high-pressure system that traps and compresses hot air, causing temperatures to soar over vast territories. The heat dome is expected to bring temperatures that are 20 to 30 degrees hotter than normal for early June, with Phoenix, Arizona, predicted to reach 114 F, 45.5 C, while Las Vegas, Nevada, Palm Springs, California, and Death Valley, California, could see temperatures of 111 F and 121 F, respectively. The National Weather Service anticipates temperature records will be broken or tied, with little relief overnight, only dropping to the low 80s. Approximately 20 million Americans from California to Texas are living under a federal excessive heat advisory, with 11 million people under heat advisories. Firefighters in Phoenix are preparing for heat stroke victims by placing them in human-sized immersion bags filled with ice on the way to the hospital. Hiking trails in Arizona have also been closed due to the extreme temperatures. The heat dome is expected to last for several days, with temperatures projected to range from 102 to 115 degrees Fahrenheit across the region. This is the news for today, Friday the 7th of June 2024. Swiatek nears historic French Open win, faces Paolini in final. Iga Swiatek continues her dominant run at the French Open, defeating Coco Gauff in the semifinals with a score of 6-2, 6-4. This victory extends Swiatek's winning streak to 20 matches at the French Open. Swiatek will now face Jasmine Paolini in the final, who defeated Mira Andreeva in straight sets. Paolini is the first Italian woman in nearly 9 years to reach a Grand Slam final. Swiatek's strong performance was attributed to her high first serve percentage of 68% and her ability to keep the ball in play, with only 12 unforced errors compared to Gauff's 36. The Polish player is aiming to win her third consecutive French Open title, a feat achieved only by Monica Seles and Justine Henin in the Open era. Additionally, if Swiatek triumphs in the final, she will join an elite group of players, including Henin, Steffi Graf, and Chris Evert, who have won the singles title at Roland Garros 4 times. At just 23 years old, Swiatek would be the youngest player to achieve this milestone. Meanwhile, Gauff will regroup and focus on the women's doubles semifinals with Katerina Sinikova, where they have a chance to secure Gauff's first Grand Slam doubles title. This is the news for today, Friday the 7th of June 2024. First U.S. case of rare fungal STD trichophyton mentagrophytes detected in NYC man. A rare and sexually transmitted fungal infection,
trichophyton mentagrophytes type 7, has been reported for the first time in the United States. The case involves a man in his 30s from New York City who developed a red itchy rash on his penis, legs, and across his groin and buttocks after engaging in sexual activities with multiple partners during a trip to England, Greece, and California. The rash resembled eczema rather than the typical ringworm infection that forms in circles. The man was initially treated with fluconazole, terbinafine, and itraconazole, but it took 4.5 months for his condition to clear. While health officials state that there's no evidence of widespread transmission, they emphasize the importance of seeking medical attention if experiencing persistent itching or rash in the genital area. This is the news for today, Friday the 7th of June 2024. Sooner success. University of Oklahoma clinches historic 4th consecutive NCAA softball title. The University of Oklahoma Sooners made history on Thursday night by winning their 4th consecutive Women's College World Series softball title, becoming the first NCAA Division I team to achieve such a feat. The Sooners secured an 8-4 victory over the Texas Longhorns in Game 2 of the series, prompting an enthusiastic celebration from players and fans at Devon Park in Oklahoma City. Head coach Patty Gazzo, who now shares the record for the most national championships as a head coach in NCAA Division I softball, described the accomplishment as unbelievable. The Longhorns briefly narrowed the gap with a run in the 4th inning, but the Sooners extended their lead in the 6th inning and sealed the win in the 7th. The victory marks the 8th title in program history for the Oklahoma Sooners, tying them with the University of Arizona for the 2nd most championships. The University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, holds the record with 12 titles. This is the news for today, Friday the 7th of June 2024. Royal wedding drama at Chester Cathedral. Prince Charles, Prince William attend as Duke of Westminster, ties the knot amidst protest. The Prince of Wales, Prince Charles, attended the wedding of the Duke of Westminster, Hugh Grosvenor, at Chester Cathedral. The 33-year-old Duke married Olivia Henson, with Prince William serving as an usher in their wedding party. Prince George, who is the godson of the Duke, was unable to attend due to it being a school day. 2 women were arrested after they set off a fire extinguisher-type device and projected powder paint towards the couple as they exited the cathedral. The Duke, who is one of the richest people in the UK, is also reported to be the godfather of Prince Harry's son Archie. The bride wore a dress and veil designed by Emma Victoria Payne and a tiara made by Fabergé. The wedding was attended by around 400 guests, including Princess Eugenie. The couple were pleased to marry in Chester and involved local and regional suppliers in various aspects of the day. The Duke of Westminster, 33, is a close friend of both Prince William and Prince Harry, and is godfather to Prince George.